your forecast first. Sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
And as you can see, in Memorial Stadium there, please wear a mask as we're allowing students in to watch the Illini game here coming up. Boy, I'm not going to lie, not great weather to be outside. Cold, windy, still a little drizzly out there, but the main line of rain and storms has pushed off to the east. May still find a couple of sprinkles, but boy, what a difference 24 hours can make. 46 currently in Champaign. We were in the 80s this time yesterday. As we go throughout tonight, it's going to get chilly with clouds still sticking around. 41 by 11 p.m. We'll come back and talk about if we warm up at all this weekend, so stay tuned. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A pregnant woman is dead after an early morning shooting. What we know about the investigation tonight. And the man charged in a crash that killed a doctor was in court today. Why he didn't make it through the whole hearing.
And recent crashes in central Illinois are raising concerns how one college is trying to keep teenagers safe on the roads.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Decatur police are investigating a morning shooting that left a pregnant woman dead. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Shots were fired into a Decatur home on Hickory near Woodford Street. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Cook is live in Decatur. Gabrielle, what have you confirmed?
The victim of that shooting is Shatia Brooks. And not only did she lose her life, but the life of her unborn child as well. The coroner's office just released her autopsy results saying that she died from a gunshot wound to the head. Police were called to the area around 4 this morning and were talking to people in the area to find out more details. Police have not identified any suspects or made any arrests, and they are still investigating this shooting. So if anyone has any details, they are asking that you contact Decatur Police. Live in Decatur, I'm Gabrielle Cook, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, just a shocking crime. Gabrielle, thank you. Also in Decatur, a man is in jail after firing a gun. Police were called near East Leafland and North Calhoun Streets for gunshots. While they were on the scene, more were fired. 31-year-old David Cotton was arrested for aggravated discharge of a firearm and possession of a weapon by a felon. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays live in our newsroom now. So, Jamie, was anyone hurt here?
Jennifer, Decatur police say Cotton fired shots in an officer's direction and then took off, but the officer was not hit or injured. When officers arrived at the scene, they saw someone fire at least 3 shots. Officers say after those shots were fired, they were fired towards an officer. The subject was tracked to a nearby home. Authorities were later able to find Cotton and arrest him. People who live in Decatur say they are upset by the violence in the city.
We need to start to reach out to some of our young people as well as, older people who've been out here, in the streets for a while, just to encourage people that their life actually makes a difference.
The officer who was shot at and the other officers involved did not shoot back. Police say this is still an ongoing investigation. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jamie, thank you. From the beginning of the year through August, Decatur had 102 shootings. That 8-month shooting total is higher than any yearly total since at least 2015.
A shocking day in court this afternoon. The man charged with hitting a bicyclist in Mahomet was being arraigned, but he didn't make it through the proceeding. Robert O'Malley is charged in a crash that killed Dr. Bill Shue. Shue was riding his bike almost 2 weeks ago in Mahomet when he was hit. O'Malley turned himself into police yesterday. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live outside the courthouse now. So, Courtney, you were watching those proceedings. Walk us through what happened.
That's right, Paul. Well, from what I could tell, O'Malley fainted. At the time, the defense attorney and the state's attorney, as well as the judge, were discussing his bond. And until about 6 minutes in, he seemed to be fine. He was appearing on screen at the time, and then at that 6-minute marker, a little past it, he seemed to quickly leave the screen. I didn't witness him falling because I was looking down taking notes, but one moment he was there, and the next he wasn't. After that, he had to get medical treatment. We saw a nurse or EMT show up with an IV, and he was wheeled away.
I was reminding the judge of some of the things that he had been told previously, and then some additional information that ISP learned when they executed the search warrant and located the vehicle. At that point, apparently Mr. O'Malley passed out.
O'Malley's charged with leaving the scene of a personal injury accident that resulted in death. He could face up to 15 years. He'll be back on Monday to set his bond. O'Malley was out on probation for felony theft whenever that crash happened. He has a history of speeding tickets as well as a DUI. I also asked State's Attorney Julia Reeds if she's ever had anything like this happen whenever she's been in a hearing, and she said it's the first time this has happened in her career. Live in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader. All
right, Courtney, thanks for that update. Now, we're almost to the end of Teen Driving Safety Week. Teenage driver deaths are down 74% since 2007 after stricter licensing programs went into place. But IDOT says 41 teenagers still died in car crashes last year. Parkland College offers a traffic safety program for teenagers and young adults facing minor or major driving violations. Instructors are worried about the crashes across central Illinois over the past few weeks, many of them deadly.
There have been some fatalities involving cyclists or other drivers, and it's always sad to hear of someone getting injured or lose their life because of an accident. And some of it is because someone's not driving safely, and some of it is just kind of unfortunate mix of all sorts of things.
That mix could include rain, snow, and wind. Parkland instructors say you have to know how to recognize hazards and figure out quick solutions to prevent a crash.
Here's a look at today's coronavirus numbers statewide. More than 82,000 people were tested in the past 24 hours. 3,800 plus tested positive. The state now has 364,000 cases total. The 7-day positivity rate has dropped slightly to 5.6%. 31 more people have died. That includes 12 from central Illinois. There have been more than 9,400 COVID-related deaths in the state. 51 counties are now on the state's warning list. Those from central Illinois are Christian, Douglas, Ford, Macoupin, Macon, Moultrie, Shelby, and Vermilion. All have 2 or more COVID-19 risk indicators.
The Carlinville City Council picked an interim mayor after the death of Mayor Deanna DiMuzio. Alderwoman Sarah Oswald will finish the mayor's term, and a new mayor will be sworn in May. Services for DiMuzio will be held Monday. There will be a private mass and graveside service. It'll be followed by a public procession at 12:30. For procession route information, you can visit WCIA.com.
We told you about the surge of violence in Decatur, how one man is using football to get to the root of the problem.
Plus, Jewish students at the U of I say they're being harassed. They claim the school isn't doing enough to help.